What's up, everybody? Gabriel right here, representing the Movement Towards Improvement, and welcome back to the Coach's Corner, where we showcase golf instructors giving tips, drills, and lessons. Today, I am very excited to be with Mr. John Kim with the John Kim Golf Academy. John, appreciate you having on the show.
Thanks for coming by, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about yourself. How long you've been teaching for, and where are we at right now?
Okay, so I've been teaching golf for a little bit over 10 years. We're at the Legend at Arrowhead Golf Club in Glendale, Arizona. A lot of my experience was done overseas in South Korea and a little bit in Thailand and all that. Moved back over here about a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago. So set up shop over here and loving every moment of it right now. Yeah.
Well, thank you for reaching out to me and setting this up. Who do we got? Who are we teaching today?
So we're teaching on Ishan. He goes to the local high school, Mountain Ridge High School. He played his first year on the golf team. He's 15 years old right now. Still getting over some bad habits, but he's starting to play a little bit more. He's looking to get more into tournament golf this year. So he really doesn't have too much experience with that. So he does have a tendency to slide and hook it quite a bit. So we'll kind of help him get rid of some of those things today and take it from there.
Perfect. Well, we'll jump in on your lesson.
Okay, sounds good. What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So how's the swing these days?
It's pretty good. Just
Pretty good? Yeah. Missing to the left. Is it hooking left? Are you pulling it or
It's good.
a little bit of both? Okay. Well, let me see you hit a couple shots here. Let me have you see that palm tree out there, the single one?
Yeah.
Let me have you aim towards that.
The right or left?
The one on the left is standing by itself over there. Yeah. I know last time we were working on, you were kind of sucking that club a little bit too far to the inside and sliding a little bit. Yeah. Are you liking that draw ball flight right now, or are you trying to straighten that out a little bit more?
I'd like to straighten it out.
Straighten. Okay. Perfect. Nice. So let's kind of review what we were going over last time, okay? So go ahead and take your setup here. So what's your feel going into this position right here? So when the lead arm gets parallel to the ground, what are you feeling right now? Is it more of are you setting your arms, or are you kind of feeling that rotation?
I feel more setting of the arm.
More setting the arms, okay. How's that hip rotation? I know last time we were working on trying to get that left side to really come around this way more, right?
Yeah.
Because you had a tendency before to want to slide that right hip, right? There you go. So once you get to that position, how are you setting the club? What's your feels?
Just like my hands kind of going straight back.
Yeah.
Position.
What about the folding action? So as you get it to like right about here, do you feel like you continue to rotate, or do you feel like it's more of an arm set now?
I feel like it's more rotation.
More rotation, okay. So that's one of the things I want to cover with you today. Like, go back to that position for me. So if you keep rotating, what I don't want to have happen is for you to kind of flatten the plane out. You see how your upper body's like way over here,
Yeah.
and your lower body's there. That's actually a good reason why you want to slide this way.
Okay.
Okay, so go back to that position right here. So once we get here, I almost want you to feel like you almost cut off the rotation of the lower half
Okay.
and just set it more this way.
Okay.
You see how the lead arm stays more in front of your chest?
Yeah.
Because as soon as we go like this, and you see how inside that is? That's a little bit too deep, right? So once we get here, feel like you're just kind of folding that elbow in more. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So show me that first position again. So again, we want to see a lot more rotation of this left hip right here, okay? See how the arms are still in front of you? And then we're just going to fold from here,
All right.
okay? Here we go. Excellent. So do that a couple of times. Just kind of go to that position and stop, and just feel like that trail elbow's folding more. There it is. Good. Perfect. So let's break it down to like 3 different segments. So we'll go to that first position, okay? We'll load up the trail arm, and then from there we'll just swing down. Perfect. All right, let's try it.
I'm going to break it down.
Yeah, yeah. So lead arm parallel, good. There and go. Nice job. It's almost like that Hideki stop and go drill, but we're just kind of adding one more segment to it. Yeah. Good. Good. Excellent. Let's go one more. So again, big thing I want you to feel or reiterate right here. So once you get here, I really don't like it when the center of mass goes way back here, right? Because then that's going to lead into this type of motion right there, right? So here, feel like the weight of the club head stays more in front. Go ahead and load it up, and then from there, we're just going to rotate, okay?
Okay.
Good. Keep it in front. Excellent. I like that. Good. Excellent. So just think going to the first position, I want you to try to get the left side of your hip to kind of turn around this way, okay? So a lot of the rotations, you're gonna be like 80% done with rotation by the time you get here,
All right.
okay? Because if you keep rotating all the way back, you see how the hands get way back here?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, really open that up, good. Do it again, so I'll help you this time. My preference is to see a lot of hip rotation by the time the lead arm gets parallel to the ground here.
And why is that, John?
Pelvic shift is like one of the worst things to do in the golf swing.
Okay.
So as soon as the pelvis kind of shifts this way, a lot of times I see more of a reverse pivot like that. So there's
Gotcha.
too much left side bend, right, too early. So I want to see more of that type of motion. Now from there, you have all this room to be able to set your arms where you want it, right? But then a lot of people do this, they go here, and then late in the swing, they try to go way around here, right?
Gotcha.
So once that happens, for the typical golfer, they might do something like that.
Gotcha.
They might come over the top. The better golfer will probably stay back here and go too much underneath the plane this way, right? So do it again. There. You see how much rotation there's?
Yeah.
One more time. So once you get here, now you have all this freedom to set right here. Make sense? Okay.
And John, when you're working on these different checkpoints, how focused are you on results?
I don't care about results at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I care more about the movement because for you to actually see good results, I mean, all the sequence has to be pretty much perfect, right? But then your typical student they can't handle more than 1 or 2 things at once, right? One more time. Because let's say we get this position right, but then they focus on hitting the ball,
Yeah.
most likely they're going to come directly into it,
Okay.
rather than trying to get the correct sequence down, right?
How important is that for coaches and the students? How many things do you usually make sure you give somebody, don't give somebody?
I try to max it out at 2 things usually. If they come in on a weekly basis, probably like 2 or 3. My preference, I don't like the type of lessons where you come in once a month because we're most likely going over the same stuff over and over. Yeah.
So when he first came in, John, he was hitting a few kind of draws. One was a heavy draw. And now from you doing some checkpoints here, he's already hitting more of a straight ball or fade. Why is that? Why did that switch like that?
It's because he's not getting, so first of all, ever since I worked with him, he's always had the tendency to want to do this,
Okay.
right? So then as he's gotten better, he used to be an extreme over-the-top slicer.
Okay.
Because he used to go from here to here.
Gotcha.
But now he kind of understands where the plane of the shaft needs to be. The other thing is when we keep the arms more in front of the chest, it helps with more of I don't want to say, it's not really rotating on a level plane, but it just feels that way.
Okay.
Because as soon as you get more left side going this way, you stall rotation out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because a common fault that you see amongst a lot of better players is they have too much lateral slide, and then they go down, they have right side bend, and then they thrust.
Gotcha.
Right? So then there's so many compensations that are built from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Nice.
How much more hip rotation
Yeah.
do we need after this first position?
Once you get to here, I mean, tell yourself you're done with hip rotation. In order to set the body correctly, okay? So once you go to the top for me, I don't want you to keep going this way, okay? It's almost a feeling, so once you go to like the halfway position, I almost want you to feel like you're recentering your back. You see how you're more on top of the ball?
Yeah.
I never want you to keep going this way. You see how the chest is like pretty much on top of your right leg right now?
Yeah.
Right? I actually want you to feel like you straighten your back out a little bit.
Okay.
So once that happens, the arm position is going to be in a lot better position.
All right.
So imagine if you could just keep going this way. See how flat that feels?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to that first position. Okay, good. Now just feel like you straighten this part of your back out. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
See, now you're more stacked on top of the ball. Okay, so if you were to be more here, you're going to feel like you want to come more this way.
Yeah.
See that? So go ahead and straighten that back out. It's almost like you're see this part of your back? You're going more like that.
All right.
See that feel? So show me the difference. So I don't want you over here. I want you more here.
All right.
You see how you recenter yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. There. I like that. Uh-huh. So do it again. So go halfway up, recenter it. Uh-huh. Excellent. All right, let's try it. Sounded pretty good.
Good shot.
Nice.
John, do you use a camera a lot when you teach, or?
As far as technology, I have a TrackMan. I use Body Track in V1. I don't rely on it too much. I mean, I'll get it for base numbers and kind of see our progress, but I probably use V1 the most.
Okay.
Okay, recenter. Nice.
How important do you think it is for coaches to be able to teach without having a camera or a TrackMan?
It's a funny story because when I got into coaching on a full-time basis, I taught at an indoor facility that primarily had TrackMan. So when I came back outdoors, I was lost without a TrackMan. Because I was constantly looking at the computer screen. I was like, so as soon as I saw real ball flight again, I was like, so I actually taught without it for about 3 months just to kind of retrain my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually finding that I use it less and less these days. For the better players that kind of want to get dialed in before like a big tournament, I'll use it, but yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a wonderful tool to have.
Yeah.
It's but you just don't want to rely on it too much. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Positions look really good.
Yeah. You have any questions on where we're trying to get you in the backswing?
I think I'm good.
Yeah. See, for Ishan, I could go over like 2 or 3 different things, just because we've been going over the kind of not the same stuff every lesson, but just kind of hitting the points again and again. Big thing for him is the transition part, where I really want him to kind of get rid of that hip slide. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about where the weight is supposed to be in the transition, right? Okay, so go to the top for me. Okay. And see how you're more stacked on top of the ball?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I want you to feel. I want you to feel like you put more pressure into your right toe, okay? And then the left cheek is actually almost going back this way.
All right.
Feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, do it again. Your normal tendency is to want to go this way. Okay? So go up to the top, recenter yourself. So feel like a lot of your pressure is going back into your right toe, okay? So as we do this, I'm going to hold on to your hand position here, okay? So go ahead and do that. Okay. Once we get here, okay, you see how you still kind of still have more of that left side tilt.
Yeah.
Okay. This is very important to do because if you go immediately to that position there, you stall everything out.
Okay.
Make sense? Okay, so go back to the top. Okay. Okay, go. See, everything's more level.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to feel like you go this way, right?
Okay.
You're just kind of, everything's more centered on top of the ball. You're just kind of feeling the center of pressure or the weight is going more into the right toe.
Okay.
Okay? So right toe, and then just feel like you turn more level through the ball.
All right.
Okay? So up. Okay, good. So show me that right toe motion. Good. Now we're gonna feel like we turn more level. Keep going. So once the club gets back to like right about here, okay? You see how the hips are more open, shoulders are square?
Yeah.
Go into impact and stop. There we go. This is where I want to see you.
All right.
See how open you are? Yeah. So go up again. Yeah. Good. So from the down the line view, when I see him back at impact, I actually want to see a lot of his left leg from this camera angle here. Yeah. Good.
And what is focusing on that right toe doing in the transition? What does that help do with the body?
I almost want to have him feel like let's say your weight shift is more in the center at the top of the swing. This prevents a lateral slide.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because for the longest time, everyone was talking about left hip bump.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? As he's feeling that, I actually want him to kind of feel like his hands and arms are still up here.
Okay.
Like I don't want him to do something like that.
Yeah.
Right? I want him to hold everything back this way.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is. Yep. The main thing I want him to accomplish with feeling like the weight shift goes more into the right toe is I want the left side of his body to remain low in transition.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
It's nice.
But typically when I do an introduction as far as new concepts, I'll probably only cover that one thing during the lesson.
Yeah.
But just because again, Ishan's heard it several times, it's we're just basically reviewing it again. Yeah. There you go. That was better. Good. So big thing I was going over with Ishan today, what I like to see in the first part of the swing, generally I like to see a lot of left hip rotation. By the time you get to first parallel right here, I actually want you to be done about 80% of your rotation to be done by the time you get to, I'd say this position right here. So once you get here, I want to see more of the elbow kind of folding up this way. Ishan was getting more, he has a tendency to get here and then kind of get his chest to kind of go over his right leg too much, right? So I want him to be more rotational here and have more of that leverage right there, kind of like that.
And then talk about that, maybe that right foot just a little bit too, John.
Yeah, sure. So big thing for those guys that slide quite a bit, the big thing I see is when we get the upper body to kind of tilt away from the target too much, we have a tendency to want to slide that left hip laterally towards the target too much. So what I had Ishan feel was once he got the rotation down and the leverage up here, I actually want him to feel like the right knee almost kicks towards the toe a little bit more this way, right? So then as he goes into the impact position, his left leg is almost going to feel like it's going more this way. So you see how traditionally you'll see a lot of players more in that position. Feel-wise, I actually want to feel like the left leg goes more this way, okay? Now it's very important not to do this with the upper body. You still kind of want to create that separation as you do that movement.
Okay.
Kind of like that, okay? So in slow motion, you see how my right knee kind of kicks more this way towards my toe? Here, kind of like that. All right, you guys work on that rotation. I'll see you next time.
Ishan, how long you been playing the game for?
3.5, maybe 4 years.
Okay, and just hold the mic just a little higher. There you go. 3.5, 4 years. How long you been working with John for?
Probably 3 years with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what's your most favorite part about the game of golf?
It could be complicated, but like still really fun. And it's not too complicated. It's also pretty simple if you break it down nicely.
It's a nice paradox, right there. What do you like working with John? Like, what do you enjoy about your lessons and how you guys work together?
We do a lot of drills, and he also has like some of this technology stuff that I can really like break down and see my numbers and where I'm at in the game.
Very cool. John, tell us a little about Ishan, how you've been working with him, and kind of what that journey's been like.
Yeah, I met him when I first started at this facility. Actually, his parents approached me and said, "Hey, I have a son that wants to play high school golf." So I kind of took a look at his swing, and you could really tell that either his parents taught him how to play or he's kind of self-taught. He was okay. Like when you look at his swing, the shape of his swing, it was somewhat decent, but he really didn't know what he was doing. Like he would, right?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Like he would hit one shot, say, oh, that's pretty good, and then the next shot would be like a slice or a pull or top shot, fast shot. So his scores were probably like in the 120s.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So we got him down to shooting into like the 80s. I think if he just played a little bit more on the course, he could definitely bring it down in the 70s. But he works pretty hard at his game when he has a chance to, because he has so much schoolwork and other extracurricular activities. So, I mean, Ishan, he's a really hard worker. If I have him do as far as like homework to do for the week, he does it. He's out here. Like on Saturday, he'll spend like 5 hours here just pounding balls. He really likes the game. He loves the game. He still wants to play collegiate, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he still wants to
sure.
get that scholarship. So I tell him, I mean, there's no rush to become like a PGA Tour player. Just kind of take it day by day, and we do a lot of like short-term and long-term goal stuff too. Short-term is to kind of get him into the low 70s this year, but he's doing really good. Yeah.
Ishan, any words, anything you want to say to the world?
Golf more. I don't really know.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.